everybody, it's Amaya. So in today's video, I am going to be showing you my top 10 favorite eye brushes. So these are brushes for just your eyes, like eyeliner brushes, blending brushes, eyebrow brushes, all that sorts of good stuff. I'm not going to be showing you any face brushes. I plan to do a second video dedicated to different kinds of face brushes, but for today I thought I would narrow it down to just my top 10 favorite eye brushes. I find myself a lot of times wanting to know what everyone's favorite brushes are, because I feel like brushes are one of those things that no matter what products you're using, as long as you have the right brushes, you can make anything work. I personally feel that brushes are very important. Some people don't feel that way, but personally for me, I think brushes or makeup tools in general are quite important. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling and let's get into the video. Okay, so I'm going to start out in kind of like the order I would do my eyes, I guess. So I have a brush that I love to use for when I'm setting my eyeshadow, and that brush is the Morphe E30. This is the old E30. There is a new version because they changed the Elite Collection brushes and made them have like red tops. I have one of those in here. Here's what the new Morphe E brushes look like. This is the E36. It's like a little pencil brush and it has like a red top. It almost looks like it's dirty, but it's not. It just has a red top. But anyways, this was the old E30, and this is described as like a flat like buffer brush or an oval buffer brush, something like that on the Morphe website, but it is just the perfect brush for setting your eyeshadow, I find, because I don't like using a flat brush. I feel like it doesn't get enough product on there because I really need to set my eyelids, having very oily eyelids. So I love using this because I feel like it just packs on enough product. You could totally use this to like contour your nose or set, sometimes I use it to set the inner corners of my eyes if my concealer is especially creasy that day. It's like fluffy but also dense. You see all the powder coming off of that? It's fluffy, as you guys can see, but it's also flat, which I like about it. And it's too big to really like blend eyeshadow, at least on my eyes, but it's just so nice for setting my eyelids. I don't know, I really like it. The next brush is the BH Cosmetics 101 brush. This came in their Eye Essentials 7-piece like set or something. I have another brush from here that I'm going to mention, but this set is so good. I would mention the whole set, but I'm just going to keep it down to individual brushes, but I think you can only buy this brush in the set, although I'm not entirely positive. But it is just the perfect transition color brush for when you're just blending everything out. It's nice and fluffy, but the reason why I really love it is it's kind of coarse. So normally you want your brushes to be really soft, but this almost feels like a goat hair brush when they're a little bit more rough, and that's why I like it, because I feel like it doesn't distribute too much product, and when I'm doing a transition color, I don't want a ton of product. I just want a nice light wash, and I feel like this one really does that because it is a little bit coarser. It just blends out really nice. I've washed this I think twice, and hasn't shed, it doesn't get gross or anything like that. So I really like these BH Cosmetics brushes, these ones in this set. This was a great purchase, but this brush especially, the 101, is just amazing. Okay, another one of my favorite transition color brushes is the Morphe M330. You have probably seen me use this in many videos, but this is just a fluffy tapered brush. So if you're not someone that wants a big like flared brush like this one is thick and flared, this one is tapered. So if you want a more precise application of your transition color, this I highly recommend, because it flares out really nicely so you get a nice blend, but it's also tapered so you can really fit it in the crease if you need to. I think this one would be great for deep set eyes that really want to blend out the color but also want to get in that crease as well. This one would be awesome because, like I said, it's tapered, but it's not tapered too much. So I really like it for that. Okay, so next I'm going to go into slightly more tapered brushes, and I'm first going to mention the Morphe M441 brush. This is a goat hair brush, and it is very similar looking to the M330, except it's slightly longer. I think the hairs are slightly longer, and it's tapered, and again, it's a goat hair brush. So this one is ideal for your crease colors. So after you've done your transition colors and you really want to get in there with your crease colors and get maybe some nice reds or dark browns in there, you want this brush because this applies product so nicely. It's going to apply your product lightly, so that way you're not going to get a heavy hand, and it's just going to blend everything out. It's so nice. The only complaint I have about this brush is that it does like kind of like fray out, so you got to be careful blending with your eyes open because you will stab yourself. I'm sure I could just trim those hairs off and it's not too big of a deal, but This is just so fantastic for really getting in that crease and blending everything out. You could totally use this as a brush for your transition shade. I just prefer to use the other brushes for my transition, but if you do want to use this, you could totally do that. So next I'm going to talk about another BH brush, and this is the V5 brush. This is very similar to, again, the M441, except it's a little bit thinner and a little bit more tapered. So this is a great brush for when you want to pack on color on the outer corner and then blend it out. And the reason for that is because it's nice and tapered, and it's not too fluffy and it's not too dense, but it's also not too loose either. So this is great for packing on the outer corners of your crease and then going in and blending out just like that. Again, this like silver and purple collection from BH Cosmetics, the ones with the V's, are so good. It feels just like a Morphe or a Sigma brush. You would never know this is BH Cosmetics. I think this was like $5 or something, like ridiculously cheap. It's so great. But yeah, I really like this one for the outer corners. It's just very fantastic. Okay, next we're going to go into a little more of a thinner precision brush, and this is the e.l.f. crease brush. This is a very thin version of the V5. So as you can see, this is much thinner but still has that same tapered shape. This is perfect for your black. So if you have like a black or really dark brown that you want to pack on that outer corner, this is what you want. You're going to take this and just put it right on the outer corner like that, and then you can take one of your other brushes and blend it out, or even use this one to blend it. It is so good. I own 2 of these because I love it so much. And this one, again, I've washed so many times. I think it's like $3 from e.l.f. It's literally so good. You really need to buy this because there's no excuse for you not to, because it's so cheap. But yeah, it's just so good. This is also ideal for cut creases when you have like your harsh line in there and you want to kind of buff it out. This is amazing because it does flatten down pretty nicely when you get in there, or you can fluff it out a little bit more if you need to. So I really like that about this one. Okay, next for eyeshadow brush. So this is the e.l.f. Professional Eyeshadow Brush. This is by far the best eyeshadow brush that I have used. My other favorite is my Bella Pierre one, but that one only comes with a $200 set. But this one is only $1, and it is just so good. It's nice and flat and nice and rounded, so you can really pack on the color, or if you wet an eyeshadow, you can really smooth it out. You can use this for glitter. I've used it for literally everything. Brow bone highlight. It's just so good. It's not too thick, again, but it's not too flat to the point where it feels super flimsy. I feel like this has enough oomph in it to really pack on that color and still look really nice. I really like it. And for only $1, like, what the heck. Okay, so moving in to pencil brushes. This is the BH Cosmetics 105 brush. This came in the same set as the 101 brush, and it is so good. It's so soft, so fluffy. This is the pencil brush I always use to blend out my lower lash line because it's not too long and it's not too dense, so it really buffs everything out really nice. I have like pencil brushes that are nice, but they're a little too dense, so they kind of hurt on the lower lash line, and I just feel like everything doesn't get blended out. But this one, oh my god, it blends out so nicely. And I don't know if this is a goat hair, but it is white. So most of the time goat hair is white, but this one could just be white bristles, but it blends so nicely. And now my 2 favorite brushes for eyebrows. The one I always use to fill in my eyebrows is the Sigma Angled Brow E75. So this is the only brush I've ever used for my eyebrows, and it is so good. So the thing I love about it is it's thin. It's not too thin. It has a little bit of width to it, but it doesn't separate. You know how like when you have an angled brush and it like gets out like a hole, like where it separates, like the bristles separate? I hate that. But this one is nice and densely packed, but it also has a lot of movement. I don't know if you guys can see if I like move it. I don't know if you guys can see that. I can bend it really nicely, and on the edge it almost has like a part where the bristles curl over, and I really like that because it's great for getting precision work. I can draw on brow hairs with this. I can fill in my brows. This is literally the only one I use for filling in my brows. I've also used it for doing eyeliner and like doing the lash line, stuff like that, but I think it's amazing for brows. And then the last one is the brush I always use to carve out my brows, and this is the Sigma Concealer F70 brush. This is the pink one, but I think they have it in a different color. So this is a tapered brush just like this. It's a little bit thick, but not too much, which I like. And I just think this is amazing for getting your concealer because it doesn't suck up that much product, which I love, because I hate when I use a brush to clean up my brows and it sucks up product, so I don't end up getting that nice pigmented line of concealer underneath my brows. So this is able to distribute the product so nicely, and then I just put this on and then blend it out with my finger. Because of the pointed tip, you can really get in there to the tail of your brow if you need to. I also use it for cleaning up my lips, and you could use this for regular concealer as well. I've even used it as a lid brush. So it's a really universal brush, but I just think it's amazing for cleaning up the brows. So those are all of my favorite brushes. I hope you guys liked this video. Please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, what your favorite brushes are, if you have any recommendations for me. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye. Hey, what's up everybody, it's Amaya. So today's video is going to be the third video in my makeup collection and storage in depth series.